Welcome to yet another edition of Pro Tips Betting. Today is Tuesday, 26th of February. I'm gonna quickly go through yesterday's bet slip. The safe bet was a win yesterday with Sociedad playing a draw and Leipzig playing a draw game. We had Leipzig or draw and Sociedad or draw. Paid out a total of 195 odds from Unibet. The high output, we gambled a bit more with Leipzig victory, Sociedad victory, Besiktas draw. This was a 3-3 draw game. And Nottingham Forest versus Derby County. Think that was a Nottingham victory. Not too sure, but that slip did not go in anyways. But again, the safe bet went in, 195 in odds. Also yesterday, we chose, I talked about the Danish Super League, where we had Copenhagen odds to 118. I predicted this was going to be a hard game, tough game for them. Even though they were super favorites, big favorites here. They played a draw game. And a draw game here paid out 650. Sweden, we also had the cup in Sweden. We had Göteborg versus Gais. Göteborg were big favorites. This was also a draw game, paying 350. And Östers versus Malmö was also a draw game, paying 5 in odds, where Malmö was the big favorites, paying 136. So over to today's games. We got 11 games in focus today. We got games from the Premier League, the Championship, the Cup in France, the Cup in Italy, and Cup in Portugal. Over to the first game in the Premier League. First match of the day is Cardiff versus Everton. Straight off here for me, this feels like a Everton or a draw game. The odds are paying 205 to Everton being the favorites. Nothing big on the injury list for Everton. We got Kurt Zouma suspended, red card. Over to the head-to-head to check the last 5. Cardiff 3 losses, 2 wins, and Everton 4 losses, 1 win. Everton won the last game 1-0, and I do believe this will be a draw or a Everton win. Nothing safe here. Just doing some quick notes for myself, as I will personally probably place this on a draw game on the high output bet slip. Next game, Huddersfield versus Wolverhampton. Pretty sure Wolverhampton will take this victory. Wolverhampton being the favorites on 180 in odds and Huddersfield 525. Nothing huge on the injury lists here. Head-to-head, you have Huddersfield with 5 losses the last 5 games. Even check some more here. Go over to the last 10 and you can see they have 9 losses and 1 draw last 10 matches. Wolverhampton though, 2 draws, 3 wins. Huddersfield actually won the first game between the teams 2-0. But again, they are in probably the worst form ever. The standings here, Wolverhampton on 8th place and Huddersfield absolutely in bottom. Probably gonna relegate anyway, and the team chemistry probably isn't on top for this game. So, quick note to myself here as well. Wolverhampton will be on away win. Next match, Leicester Brighton. We got Leicester here being favorites on 185, Brighton 475. Nothing too big on the injury lists here either. We're to head, Leicester bad form right now, 4 losses and 1 draw last 5 games. Brighton though, 2 wins, 2 losses and 1 draw. The last game was a draw, 1-1, and I believe this game will probably be a draw as well today, if maybe not Leicester will pick up their form in this match. Standings, Leicester in 12th, Brighton in 16th. Still fighting not to relegate, but this isn't the match where it all hangs over anyway. So again, draw match for me, but I'm probably staying away from this one. Next one, Newcastle Burnley. Newcastle here on 210 in odds. Injury list here, Shelby is out with an injury. Lennon here with an injury for Burnley. That's pretty much it. The head-to-head, Newcastle 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss, and Burnley 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss last 5. Newcastle won the first game, and the game before that was a draw. I believe today's game between Newcastle and Burnley is gonna be a very tight one. Probably a draw here again, but Newcastle might get the W. Probably play Newcastle home, a double chance home or draw. Newcastle versus Burnley, up to 212 here. The double chance is 126. Not really appealing. Alright, over to the Championship. Bristol City versus Birmingham. Feels like a tight game here as well. Bristol 205 in odds and Birmingham on 410. Head to head, Bristol 3 wins, 2 losses, and Birmingham 2 draws, 2 wins, 1 loss. Bristol won the away game, the first game, and they also won the game before that, 3-1. Probably gonna take it here today as well, but too risky of a game for me. Maybe do a live betting on the game, check the first 20 minutes, see who's the better team. The next one though, Hull versus Millwall. Hull with quite some players on the injury list. Odds to 237. Hull here last 5, 3 losses, 1 draw, 1 win. Millwall 2 losses, 2 wins, 1 draw. Millwall actually won the last game 2-1. It was a draw before that. And Millwall odds today are 330. To me, this feels like a pretty open game. Would recommend to stay away from this one, or play live if you can. QPR leads though. Go over to the standings right away here. Leeds gave away the first place a couple of rounds ago, fighting to get it back, of course, and they want the win here against a not too great QPR team this season. QPR being on the 18th place, and you can see the last 5 they got 5 losses. Can check some more games as well. The last 10 they have then 8 losses the last 10. Leeds though been picking up the form lately again with 2 wins last 2 games. 1 draw, 1 loss, and 1 win. The 1 loss being versus Norwich, who currently is at the top of the league. QPR though won the last game 2-1. Leeds 1-1 before that. And I do absolutely believe Leeds should take this game today, but it could also be a draw game. Recommend you here again to watch the first 20 minutes. If you can't do that, if you need to pre-match bet this game, you should go for at least check out the teams first, but you should go for then a double chance draw or away win. But I do again believe Leeds is gonna take this game. Next game, Sheffield Wednesday versus Brentford. Pretty even odds here, Brentford being the favorites. The head-to-head here, Sheffield Wednesday 2 wins, 3 draws last 5 games, and Brentford 3 wins, 2 losses. Brentford won the last game home 2-0, and the game before that in 2017 though 2-0. For me, absolutely a draw game. Brentford might take it, but it's an away game. And as you can see on the table as well, they are pretty even teams. Quickly noting a draw game on my notes here. Over to the French Cup, PSG versus Dijon. PSG, of course, being just two big favorites for me in this game, being odds at 107. These odds might bump up a bit if they decide not to play Mbappe and other stars of the team. Dijon on 26 in odds. Don't believe they will win, of course, but it might not be the easiest game PSG have played anyway. PSG though, 5 wins, last 5, Dijon 4 losses and 1 win. When I met earlier in League 1 here, PSG actually won 8-0. And quickly go into the summary of this game as well, where Di Maria scored 2, Cavani scored 1, Neymar scored 1, 2, and 3, 4 actually, and then Mbappe 1 goal. Thing here is that Neymar and Cavani, I believe, are still out. Doesn't say anything about that, but I believe they're still out, and again, PSG might not play with their absolute first team. So if you're gonna play this game, then I recommend you to wait for the team lineup to come out, or please do play it live, because 107 in odds just isn't worth putting anything on. Over to the cup in Italy, Lazio versus AC Milan. Lazio being the slight favorites with 237 in odds. Head-to-head, Lazio bad form lately with 3 straight losses, then 2 wins before that in the last 5. AC Milan has been picking it up lately. 4 wins, 1 draw, last 5. The 1 draw is between or against Roma. In between the teams, a draw, 1-1 last time, was a draw before that as well, 0-0. This was the cup play, and AC Milan scored the winning goal in the end. So for me here, again, might be an AC Milan victory. It also might be a draw. The sure thing for me here is under 2.5 goals. You can go over to Unibet again, check out AC Milan. So it's Lazio, Tuesday. Go to the goals. Under 2.5. Oh, that's for the home team, sorry. Here we go. Under 2.5 goals in the game. Pays out 168. Could even play it more secure and go under 3.5. But being Italy and at least the earlier form on AC Milan, they don't score very often a lot of goals. Neither does Lazio really. And you saw the first game was 0-0, the second game was 1-1. So I would stick to under 2.5 to bump the odds up to 168. Or again, go for a safer option. Do under 4 goals. That pays 124. Doing a quick note for myself again here. So I might place this on the safe bet option. Over to the last game that I picked out for this Tuesday. We got Porto versus Braga. Porto being the favorites, 170 in odds, and Braga 525. Sorry. Over to the head-to-head. FC Porto, 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss, last 5, and Braga is with 3 wins and 2 losses. Last game, Porto won 1-0, and the game before that, Porto won 3-1. For me here, I do absolutely believe this is a draw game, even though Porto should win it. Okay, so that's it for the games in focus this Tuesday, 26th of February. Again, if there's games you want me to look into that I should have been looked into, please comment, give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, wherever you feel like, and please subscribe to the channel and join the Discord community. Link is below in the description. Thank you for watching, and good luck with the betting.